Yorùbá bọ̀ wọ́n ní ẹnìkan kì í gbọ́n tán. Nobody is all wise. Nobody has all the wisdom. There is nobody who doesn't need to get wiser for tomorrow. If you are a newborn, of course, a newborn has some wisdom, which is what they use for movements, for calling attention by crying, and all the things that they do. Of course, as a newborn, there are activities that are performed at that stage of life. There are times that the newborn is crying by their movement, by their emotion, by their crying, by their whatever. And it takes the mother who gave birth to them to listen, learn, study, observe before they can decode what the newborn is saying. So the fact that you are the mother does not mean that you know everything that the newborn knows, at least about the baby's self. Now, when you leave that stage, you leave the babyhood stage, there's something else to learn till you become a crawling baby, a walking baby, a toddler, a child, a preteen, a teenager, a youth, adolescent, whatever. There is always something to learn that you didn't know before. You go to the nursery school. Before nursery school, there are people who start from playgroup. From playgroup to kindergarten, and from kindergarten to nursery school. From nursery school to primary school, from primary school to secondary school. There is always something ahead to learn. And then you leave primary school, secondary school to apply to an higher institution. Some attend more than one higher institution. Some attend 2, 3, and some go ahead to acquire different levels of certificates. OND, HND, and at every stage you are learning something new. Why? Because no one is ever through with wisdom. Nobody is ever through with getting wiser. You will always need to get wiser for the times ahead. When you leave the stage of a first degree, some proceed ahead to have a second degree, a master's degree, and some proceed to the level of having a PhD. At every stage, there is always something new to learn. If while you are running your either pre-degree, degree, postgraduate, or PhD programs, every day in the program, there's another class tomorrow, and you are going to learn everything, something new tomorrow that you didn't know yesterday. And nobody is ever through with becoming wiser. You will always have new things to learn. In fact, outside of the classroom, even when you become a professor, I remember when I was in the newsroom, And then our GM, the general manager at that time, would always tell us during my stay, there were many general managers, but there was a particular general manager who would come to the newsroom to tell us that we can never be through with proofreading. That if the most senior editor in the newsroom had proofread a news script, if you bring in a primary 3 or primary 5 pupil and give the same script to the pupil may still find some stones in the rice. Outside the classroom, everywhere you go, at home, you will always have something new to learn from your siblings. Yeah, from your mom, from your dad. In fact, if you live alone on your own after receiving the necessary trainings from home and schools, if you had attended many schools, after receiving all of the training that is possible, when you start living alone, you will also learn a lot of things by yourself. You will need to work on yourself to imbibe the virtues that you are yet to imbibe, that you are yet to internalize, that you are yet to practice, you are yet to learn how to practice. You will consciously need to work on yourself, because just as you are a teacher to yourself, everybody you come across is also a teacher to you in one way or the other. You will always have something to learn from everything around you and everybody around you. Nobody is all wise. Nobody has all the wisdom. Nobody will ever be done with acquiring more wisdom. There's nobody who doesn't need to get wiser for the times ahead, because nobody knows tomorrow. You never know what skill, what knowledge you will need to face the challenges that are coming your way tomorrow. The summary of it all is that life is all about learning. That's why some people say this life is a school. Yes, it is. Others say this life is a marketplace. Yes, it is. But you know that if you take it as a school, you would not miss the necessary lessons that you should learn. It's when you realize that life is a school, you are, in fact, on your own, you are looking for the lessons in every encounter that you have, in every experience that you have, so that you can pin them down for use ahead. If you take it as a marketplace, as a business person in a marketplace, you want to get better. You want to improve in your business. You want to improve in your strategy. You want to improve in your approach. You want to improve in your customer relation. And taking taking life as a marketplace, everybody you meet on your way, it represents the customer. So you want to interact, you want to learn how to interact with them in the most pleasant and rewarding way. Nobody has nothing to learn. There's nobody who doesn't have something more to learn, and that will never end. You will wind down this place is hot. There is always something to learn, and you don't only learn from people, human beings like you. You learn from animals, You learn from plants. You remember how I think it's Isaac Newton now came about the law of gravity. It was just about it was just from a tree falling from the tree while he was observing. So you also learn from nature. You learn from everything. Everything and anything is holding a lesson for you. And you will need a lot of humility to accept these lessons when they come, so that you don't continue to make the same mistakes over and over. Oh, we all make mistakes. It is human to make mistakes. But when you are repeating the same mistake every now and then, it means that you didn't learn from the previous mistake. If you picked the lesson from the previous mistake, you will not repeat the same mistake. If you will make a mistake, it will be another mistake, and that will be very pardonable. It is only when you make the same mistake over and over that people wonder, but why? But this happened to you before. And it can't. So today I've come to encourage you. I think the weather is affecting the visual quality of this video, so don't mind that. Just listen to the sound. Pick the audio and ignore the visual quality of the video. So I've come to encourage you to ensure that you pin down the lessons in your life experiences. It pays to pin down the lessons from your life experiences every day in, day out. Because as long as we are here, we will always have new experiences, and our gain from these experiences are the lessons that we pick from them. Those lessons make us better human beings than we were before the experience that birthed the lessons. And don't be too proud to learn from your mistakes. And I wonder these days, people say, yes, there have been motivational speakers who say people should not regret their actions. And I'm afraid where that would lead humanity. When you make a mistake, regret it. But don't hurt yourself. And it is by regretting it and by taking responsibility for it that you decide that I don't want to make this mistake again. When people say, I don't regret it, it means that not regretting it means that you are not sober. And when you are not sober, you will be too arrogant to see the loopholes. And when you don't see the loopholes, you can't fill them for tomorrow. So if there should be time that I regret doing that, that is humility. But regretting it does not mean injuring yourself. It is just for you to realize and accept that you didn't do it the best way, and that you regret doing it the way you did it, but with a promise to yourself that you won't do it that way again. Why? Nobody is the father of all wisdom. No, nobody is all wise. Nobody has all the wisdom. Nobody is done with getting wiser for the times that are ahead. That's the proverb for now. My name is Bola Omotayo, and I'll see you again very soon. But always remember, any kanki anybody. But nobody has all the wisdom. Learn every day. Learn from everything around you. Learn from your own activities. Learn from your own experiences. Learn from your own encounters. That's the way to go. Bye for now.